Lil Kim suffered from having low self-esteem, and her insecurities drove her to a cutting edge. Biggie had no respect for her. The men in her life had no respect for her. Her father used to call her ugly. And what happens when a little girl is told that they are not enough?
I had a lot of relationships where men used to tell me, I wasn't all that and I was ugly and how without them I would never be nothing. Well, now that I'm older, I'm taking all of that and I'm flipping it. I'm like, look, I am somebody and I don't need you to do this. I'm doing it myself and now it's time to build up my self-esteem. You know what I mean? I'm like bringing it back. Like I'm doing this because I feel good about myself and what I'm doing.
The world of hip-hop in the 90s was glamorous, aggressive, and unforgiving. For young women, it was a space of opportunity, but also of extreme scrutiny, exploitation, and danger. Kimberly Jones, better known as Lil Kim, rose to fame as a bold, sexually liberated, and fearless rapper.
Honey, you are still in the show. I hope you know that. You are still in the show. You are too much. I don't even know where to look. Holy mackerel. Lil Kim, you are... Lil Kim,
Hi, Howard.
How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I gotta tell everybody at home what you're wearing. It is magnificent.
Thank you.
I think that my style, the way I dress, my persona, is a uniqueness in itself. I think that my image speaks for itself, my character speaks for itself. I mean, the way I come off is what makes me so different than other rappers. So it's like everyone sees that. I think that my style and being that I talk about the realness, which is sexuality.
But behind the confident persona, there was a woman trapped by the very industry that elevated her. Lil Kim's story is one of beauty and power, admiration and envy, but also of low self-esteem, personal betrayal, and the heavy cost of being seen primarily as an object of desire. This is the tragic story of Lil Kim, a woman who fought for respect but was defined by the men and the system around her, leaving scars that ran far deeper than the fame ever suggested. Hollywood is more than just glamour, it's a world of mystery, and on Tragic Icons, we unravel it all. Born in 1974 in Brooklyn, Lil Kim grew up in a rough neighborhood, witnessing hardship from an early age. Music became her escape and her weapon. With her raw talent, she caught the attention of the notorious B.I.G., who mentored her and introduced her to the world of hip-hop at just 18.
Shall I proceed? Yes, indeed. I'm those shades. I dismiss all you chicks. Stay down. Used to bring work out of town. So I was sick in my six. I'm Christian lacrosse.
Her debut with Junior Mafia and later solo albums projected confidence, sensuality, and defiance. She was not just another female rapper, she was unapologetically herself, challenging norms of female sexuality in a male-dominated industry. But the same boldness that earned her fame also made her vulnerable. The industry loved her image, but it also demanded she be a symbol of sex, rebellion, and fame, leaving little room for her humanity or insecurities.
Spending more money, we just tricking on what's that. That's get to get tricked on Extra Avenue. Anyway, we're just continuing this little shopping spree and celebrate.
Lil Kim's public image was daring, glamorous, and in control. Yet behind the scenes she faced pressure, betrayal, and exploitation. Being a woman in hip-hop often meant navigating a world where respect was tied to appearances, sexual availability, and loyalty to men. Lil Kim became caught in a cycle where her talent was celebrated, but her worth was constantly measured by her relationships with powerful men. She was romanticized as an sex icon, but this came at a cost. Rumors, manipulation, and public scrutiny intensified the insecurities she already carried from childhood. Mind you, Lil Kim growing up, her father and the people that she used to date, the boys that she used to date, used to always tell her that she was ugly. Now imagine the trauma from a young age, and then you grow up with it into this industry where they prefer lighter women, it was really hard for her. It really crushed her. That kind of intensified her self-doubt as well. The world adored Queen Bee, but few recognized the woman hiding beneath, the woman battling low self-esteem, self-doubt, and the fear of being replaced or discarded. Throughout her life, Lil Kim was often caught in relationships where power dynamics left her vulnerable, being labeled a side chick in media, whether true or exaggerated, was a recurring theme that undermined her accomplishments. Now, one thing that I'm not going to deny is that Lil Kim was involved with Biggie, and at that time, Biggie was married to Faith Evans. So, yes, at that degree, she was a side chick. She was dragged a lot by media, and you know how, like, in society in general, people tend to trash side chicks a lot, and that kind of also put her in a bad light. Now, one thing about the media is that they try to highlight your darkest moments rather than your lightest moments, your accomplishments, your wins. And that's what was happening to Lil Kim. There was a lot of power struggles. There was a lot of things that were happening to her because Biggie kept going back and forth between her and Faith Evans. And you know, one thing about this woman, she probably might have had a mentality where Biggie told her that he was going to leave Faith for her, but at that point, he basically lied until he passed away. She really loved him and she was very, very, very heartbroken. But the fact that she was used is also something that was just very sad. She loved a person, she loved men who just were not there or loved her for herself. In an industry dominated by male voices, women like him were either elevated or dismissed based on their association with men. Every romantic involvement being fodder for gossip, judgment, and exploitation. Her image as a sexualized, confident queen clashed with her private insecurities. Fame amplified both her success and her fears. Every outfit, lyric, or public appearance carried scrutiny, leaving her trapped between empowerment and objectification. One thing about Kim is that low self esteem and self doubt really destroyed her. It sent her on a cutting edge. She was spiraling in this world of just trying to change her appearance to the point where she stopped being the same person and looking the same like how we were introduced to her. And maybe it's just my opinion. Do you guys think that Lil Kim was destroyed by low self-esteem? I feel like she was buried. She was destroyed by low self-esteem. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that I feel for her because a lot of people do suffer from low self-esteem. It's not only stars. People in our society, in our community, do face all these low self-esteem. People go through plastic surgery. People hate themselves for having a certain shape of their face. They hate themselves for the way they smile. There is a lot of things that just is painful to people that sometimes we don't get to see all the time. Is because when you suffer from low self-esteem, it's usually hidden. And also, some people are just great at pretending as if they don't have it. And everyone in the world, I'm saying every single person, does suffer from low self-esteem. It's just that with Lil Kim, she suffered behind closed doors until there was a point where she couldn't hide it anymore. Hence her changing her appearance every now and then to the point where she looks very unrecognizable. Lil Kim's life reveals a deeper tragedy, low self-esteem hidden behind her confident persona, a woman who wrestled with rejection, inadequacy, and a relentless fear of being unseen or unloved. Her wealth and fame could not protect her from emotional wounds, and that's one thing on this channel that we have discovered is that fame does not protect anyone in the industry from any emotional wounds, any emotional trauma. A lot of women still face these traumas even after fame, and some of these traumas usually destroy them completely. I have done videos on Marilyn Monroe, I have done videos on Anna Nicole Smith and Pamela Anderson, Phyllis Hyman, Whitney Houston, and Princess Diana. All these women, even after the glamour that they have and the wealth that they had, they still face that emotional wound, that emotional pain. And one has to wonder, these are just people, just like everyone else. Friends betrayed Lil Kim, lovers manipulated her, and an industry built to profit from women's sexuality constantly reminded her of her place. Lil Kim had a lot to deal with. She had to fight colorism, she had to fight her mind, she had to fight her self-doubt, she had to fight for her place in an industry that told her that she wasn't pretty and that she was not enough. She struggled to balance the expectations of the public, the music world, and her own desires, the pressure to maintain an image. Bold, sexual, untouchable, clashed with the girl who had once been small, insecure, and yearning for acceptance. The cost of fame for Lil Kim was not just professional, it was profoundly personal. Her talent and legacy were intertwined with pain, a reminder that even queens can be trapped by the very crown they wear. Lil Kim's story is a cautionary tale about power, gender, and the hidden price of success. She broke barriers, reshaped hip hop, and inspired generations of women to claim their voices. Yet her story also exposes a system that exploits brilliance, commodifies sexuality, and rewards confidence while punishing vulnerability. She endured public shaming, legal battles, and betrayals that no amount of fame could shield her from. Her tragedy is not her talent nor her boldness. It is the world's inability to celebrate her fully as a person. Lil Kim was loved for what she represented, not always for who she was, and in that, her life mirrors a painful truth. When society places women in boxes, sex symbol, side chicks, queen, someone must pay the emotional price. A lot of things about society is that the moment there is a label or they categorize a specific person in a box, there's always consequences that comes to that specific person always, and that has forever happened in society. It's the same thing like in school. Every time we categorize this one kid that they're in this box of just being intelligent and just being smart, the moment that person fails, everyone now starts bashing the person, everyone now starts thinking that there's something wrong with them. That's the example of the emotional price that I am trying to explain. And at this point, we need to understand that not everyone is perfect. Yes, these people did have their time where they shine, but I'm just trying to expose a system that hurts, uses, manipulates these women. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Lil Kim's life is a story of empowerment and suffering, of brilliance shadowed by insecurity, and of fame built on extremes. She was a queen in the eyes of the world, yet often silenced by the industry, judged by its standards, and trapped by its expectations. Her tragedy lies not just in her personal struggles, but in the system that created her, elevated her, and sought to define her at every step. This leaves a haunting question. How many women must navigate the trap of power, sexuality, and public scrutiny before society learns to honor them as human beings, not just icons, symbols of fantasy? What do you guys think? How many women must go through the same thing every day, not only in the industry but also in our workplaces, in our school? How many young girls, how many women must go through this every single day? Please let me know what you guys think in the comments section. This marks me at the end of this video. My name is Unina from Tragic Icons. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please do like this video, do share, and do leave a comment. I would highly appreciate your opinion. Please do subscribe. And when you do subscribe, please hit the notification bell. Thank you guys for watching this video. Bye y'all.